Hello, hello. We are back with another state test prep video. Today we are talking about 7.SP.1. These are our statistics and probability standards. Let's jump right in. Question 1. Chris wants to determine the most popular sport of the students at his school. Which sample should he survey? Is it A, a group of his friends, B, a group of students on the soccer team, C, a group of randomly selected students from each grade at his school, or D, a group of randomly selected students from each sports team at his school? So, A, group of his friends, not very helpful. Typically, if you're like a baseball fan, you're going to be friends with other baseball fans. So, B, a group of students on the soccer team. Again, not very helpful. This sets up a lot of biases. The people on the soccer team are most likely going to vote soccer. C, a group of randomly selected students from each grade at his school. This, probably the best choice. D, a group of randomly selected students from each sports team. This excludes all the people who don't play sports, and everyone's probably going to vote for their own sport. So, doesn't really help. C is the best way to go. You want as random of a sample as possible when you're doing statistics. You want as random of a sample as possible. Question 2. There are 300 students in 7th grade. Paul takes a random sample to find out which fall sport the students in 7th grade prefer. Which group of students represents the most valid sample? Is it A, 10 of Paul's closest friends, B, 10 students from each grade, C, 10 students from each 7th grade homeroom, or D, 10 students on the 7th grade basketball team? So the key to this one is that you're checking out which fall sport the students in 7th grade prefer. Okay? So A, your 10 closest friends, for the same reason I said the last question. You're probably going to be friends with people who like the same sport as you. So that's not really a good sample. B, 10 students from each grade. This was the answer to the last question, not the answer to this question, because we're talking about what only the 7th grade prefer. So if we're talking about only what the 7th grade prefer, we don't care what the 6th grade thinks. We don't care what the 5th grade thinks. We only care what the 7th grade thinks. D, 10 students on the 7th grade basketball team. Guess what sport they're probably going to vote for? Probably basketball. C, 10 students from each homeroom. Fairest. Just pick 10 random students from each homeroom. Question 3. A high school athletic director wants to know what the best time would be to schedule practices for all the sports teams. She surveys the girls' basketball team to get the players' input. What statement describes the athletic director's sample? A, it is biased. B, it is unbiased. C, it is representative. Or D, it is the entire population. Please hold on 1 second. Okay. So, like I said, when you're having a situation where you're talking about sports and you're only going to one sports team, that team is going to be biased. Is biased to what they want. To them, it doesn't matter what the men's team wants. It doesn't matter what the women's softball team wants. It doesn't matter, it's only about what the girls' basketball team wants. That's why you can't use it. It is biased. Question 4. Jeff is conducting a survey of students at his school to find out which candidate for school president they prefer. There are 100 6th graders, 200 7th graders, and 100 8th graders at his school. Which sample of 60 students should Jeff take to get the best results? 60 randomly selected students from the school. The first 60 students that enter the school on a Wednesday. 20 randomly selected students from the soccer team in each grade. Or 60 randomly selected students from the 7th and 8th grades. When you are doing a poll, you do want everything to be as random as possible, meaning that if your population is the whole school, your sample should be as random of a group of that population as possible, meaning that the fact that there's more 7th graders than there are 8th graders and 6th graders, not relevant. You just want 60 people out of that population for your sample. So you just want 60 random dudes, 60 random people. Question 5. We gotta tilt the camera for this one. A middle school principal wants to know which sport his students would like to add to the schedule next year. He surveys 50 students in the cafeteria. The results of the survey are shown in the table. Select a phrase for each blank box to complete the statement about the population and sample of this survey. 1 second. All right. So if you see me pause like that, I'm going to be upfront. If you see me pause like that, it's because I want to make sure I'm double checking that I'm giving you the right answer. It's been a long time since I taught 7th grade. So sometimes you have to, you want to make sure the memory's 100% working. So the population is blank, okay? You want to know the opinion of everybody, okay? His students, not a specific section of students, just his students. So his population is all of the students in the school. It is all of the students in the school because he doesn't specify whose opinion he wants. He just wants the opinion of the students. Now, the sample is the people who provided, okay? These are the 50 students who were surveyed in the cafeteria, okay? The population is who opinions you're looking for. The sample is who you actually asked. You asked the 50 students in the cafeteria in an effort to try to get the opinion of the school. Oh, and that's it for this standard. All right, cool. Quick, easy, done and done. So that's 7.SP.1. I'll be back for 7.SP.2. Until then, thank you for watching and good luck on your test.